All right, I got it. I've got it nice and tight. I lined it up left to right, stood back, saw if this is straight in line with this. It is. I looked in the back and it looks like everything's lined up just right. I put this in to see if that slid down in the hole, because you don't want to get it back too far. This might not hit in the right place. So you can adjust this how you want, but the other one was kind of pushed back a little bit. I wanted to kind of cover up that ring as best I could, anything that you've got showing, okay? And on those black nuts on the back, I tighten those things up so tight with just my thumbs, my hand, my fingers, my thumb, that I think it's plenty tight. I don't think I have to do anything with a pair of pliers or anything like that. You can try to put your pliers up there and give it one little oomph, you know, but that's about it. Let's get underneath the sink again and look what we got going on here. Look at all this water and it puddling, because see, it's dripping from the gate valves. I turned those off as tight as I could. I didn't want to overdo it because see, there's plastic parts in there. See the tip of this right there, that's plastic, and if I would have turned the handle any more, it might have broken off or something. And if you see that there's a handle there, that handle's off because I unscrewed it and I took it off, put it over there so that I could reach up in there and grab it with my pliers. And I used a little small crescent wrench like this, you know, to get up in there and loosen that nut. And on this one I couldn't do it because the handle was in my way. So if it's in your way and it's got tight corners like this one over here, I could hardly get it. I would have had to raise this up kind of at an angle, and it was on there really super tight, and I really had to crank down. So I took the handle off because the handle was in my way. Now I can put these new ones on here. Make sure you put the cold to the cold and hot to the hot. You should look on there, and on this one it's marked. This says cold on it. On the other side, so yeah, right there it says cold. Usually that's the one off to the right anyways. Okay, so this one's off to the right. I'm going to rearrange that over there, and that's just going to go right up on that like that. I like these flexible lines. The important thing there is these are very fine threads. You want to get this screwed in there nice and straight. You may have to hold this up with one hand, tighten it with your fingers on the other one. This should be tight. This should be finger go as you put it on, okay? If it starts going tight right at first, you think, oh, I'll just tighten it down with a wrench. Wrong, you don't want to do that. These threads are really super thin. You don't want to cross thread it on there. That would be bad. I'll wipe this up in a minute. It's not going anywhere. I'm almost done. I just got to put those on there and that will stop leaking. Okay? I've not turned the water back on just yet. I've got these valves open. I've got everything screwed down, but I'm going to take this off first. Make sure you take that off. That's kind of a nice little slick tool. If you didn't have this tool, I'm not quite sure how you would get this off. Maybe I should have taken it off before I put it up here, huh? That's all right. My loss is your gain. You probably want to take this off first, but you know, I'm getting it. Either way, you're going to have to put it back on, you know. Make sure you get it. And see, I've already well, I don't know if that's, I don't think that's any sediment from anything, because I haven't really turned the water on just yet. This water's dripping here because I have these open, and you remember the water was dripping down there from before? Just a little bit. And once I turn that water back on, I'll flush this out. Make sure when you take your aerator out, the screen comes out too in all the little bits and pieces. It looks like it has. I think I'm good. I got everything wiped up here on the floor. I've got these nuts tight now. I use my little crescent wrench. Tighten those up, you know, pretty firm, but don't go too far. Because once we turn the water on, if they don't leak, then that's fine. If they drip just barely, you know, you can turn it a little bit more. Okay? So I've got this one. I got this one over here plenty tight. So now I've got to screw that back on before I turn it on, and then hope it doesn't leak at that nut. If it does, I'll take the handle back off and tighten it down a little bit more, because see, I didn't have much room there to work my wrench because the trap was kind of in my way. You know? So that's why I took that out. And before I get all gung-ho thinking I'm done, see, this was attached to the flapper inside the sink. And then here's my rod coming down. And I've got that other piece that I have to connect to that. You look in your directions. I'll show you a picture. You know, I'll show you what I've done, you know, when I get it done. It's just hard to show you in here because the sink is so small. Okay? We'll get her.